Drill doesn't have the same hype it did 5 years ago, but has it really died or just evolved? A lot of rappers that came up on drill beats are now switching to a new bounce, like this. It's called hood trap, or jerk drill if you're in New York. The sound's been around for a while, but now it's everywhere. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make it, including how to make the melodies, drum sequencing, mixing, arrangement, and more. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so this is essentially going to be a Luciano type beat tutorial, and it's going to be based around his tracks Sure Shots and Unlock. I think both of those beats are crazy, so if we go off that, I think we can make something fire. You want the BPM to be around 140, it's a common theme in my tutorials. I think I want the melody to be more like Unlock because I just love orchestral stuff, man. I love the strings in that beat. I'm going to go to my Sonic Soup Bank in Analog Lab. I'm going to use this drama preset, but I just want to turn off the delay. Just some nice strings. Okay, so I'm thinking we start off just a simple minor chord. I work in the key C minor a lot just because that's the key I practice most on keyboard. Then let's copy this, bring that one up. That sounds kind of hard. D, F, and G sharp. Then let's switch it up here, I think. Copy this over. Might even just keep this one really simple. Let's bring this over and then just bring one note up here. Then we can just randomize the velocity a bit so it's more natural. Now I'm just going to layer this up a bit. That's going to be the foundation, so I'm keeping it really simple. I'm going to copy that in. We'll pitch this one up an octave, and then we can layer that with something like maybe the string support. It's one of my favorite presets. Now I want something with a little bit more movement, so you could look for presets that say something like tremolo on them, or you could use a plugin like Tremolator. Might have one in Aquarius. Yeah, this suspense preset. This will just help add to the tension a bit. And then let's just copy some of these notes and just follow this pattern. It's a really simple progression for this one because I'm just trying to keep it dark and tense and save a lot of space. But now that we've got the foundation, we definitely need a counter melody. I use these strings so much, but they're my favorite. Well, maybe we could use a cello this time instead of a violin. So just a really simple pattern that could sit in the back. Let's send those to mixers. Just going to take some lows out the first strings. The pad, I'm just going to make a little cut here, because that area always gets a bit muddy. And then I'm just going to take the low end out of that cello. We'll just add some reverb to that as well. Alright, let's pull up Contact again. And in this one, I just want to go with some more texture. So I've got my chord progression, which is the main part of the melody. I've got my counter melody. Now I'm just trying to focus on texture and some things to make it sound more interesting. Maybe we could go to vocalize and go with some drones. Just pulling a random one. Yeah, this could work. I'm gonna clone Contact again. Yeah, maybe this one. I'll probably just filter it out because there's some low end that we don't really need. Alright, let's pull up some vocals. I just love adding vocal phrases to beats, man. I do it so much. But it worked really well with these orchestral ones. You know what? I'm going to change this progression a little bit. I'm also going to bring these notes on top. And then right at the end, I'm going to have this one. I think I'm just going to prefer this progression a bit more. So let's copy this over. You know what, I've got a quick idea. Instead of using vocal phrases, why don't we use something recognizable and make it more like Unlock? The other day I heard this song come on from The Weeknd. Kind of an old one. But I think the vocals are sick, so let's figure out the BPM. We'll go to Tat and don't apply tempo because I don't want to change the tempo of the track we're making. Yeah, somewhere around 120. So I've just cut it where the first kick is. Select fit to tempo, type in BPM. We'll go 120. Let's go extract stems, and I just want the vocals. Hoping this works anyway. Sometimes when you've got recognizable vocals on there, people are just drawn to the beat a lot more. Obviously it needs to be in key. Yeah, this might work, you know. Just want to see what part sounds better. Could do something like this. Need to process these a bit though. Let's get some delay on that as well. Let's try and change the key. I think that's too high. Could even try down, maybe just down one. Yeah, this key sounds hard. I could run with this. I'm just gonna add a compressor to those vocals. Let's see, man. I feel like the key could be better. This could work, you know, up 3. Sounds crazy. Yeah, this is almost ready for drums, so I'm just gonna add a quick sub bass though. Sub sounding hard. Alright, I think it's ready for drums now. The other thing I always add to tie everything together is some RC20, and I've got all the instruments linked to this. I like using this Drill Strings 2 preset, so feel free to copy these settings. Let's go to Pyroverse, which is my latest trap and drill bundle. I'll leave a link to this in the description. And we're going to start with the snare because the snare gives the main bounce for hood trap beats. Let's try this deep snare. So there's subtle variations of the bounce, but for the most part you'll start on the first one, go to the third red one, and then the first red one. And then you could go to the first red one, and then the third black one. Copy that. So at this point you can just get creative with the bounce. Make sure you're playing with the velocity as well. Okay, we're gonna add a snap. Let's add this one. But in the snap, if we bring this up, it's going to slow down the sound a bit and make it sound a bit lower. And then I'm actually going to get some reverb on that snap as well. Let's do something like this for the bounce. We'll delay this one. For the 8-weight, you want to use something like a Spins or a Z. I use the Spins a lot. Let's go with the Z this time. With the 8-weight, you can kind of copy the snare pattern, but you don't have to copy every single note. So it could be something like this. Alright, now I'm just going to add a few sounds to create a bit more bounce. So this is where you can get creative. Let's see. It's just a short open hat. Could get some perks as well. This one. I like using this one to create some bounce as well. Let's see. See what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll drag them into the playlist just so I can stretch them to make it a bit more on time. The other kit I like using for hood trap is my Sacred Trap Suite. Yeah, let's run with that. I'm gonna grab another snare as well. That's the other thing, you don't just have to use one snare, you can use others for more bounce. And then I'm just hearing some type of ender like this. you want to go with another popular sound, you could use something like this. And just have that at the beginning. Or we could use this one. Or even use both. We use this one here and then this one halfway through. But with the fills, I don't like to use too much of them, so I might just use this main one after every 16. And then we could find just a more subtle one. Let's try the ending of this. Yeah, there we go. The other thing we can do to keep it interesting is use more than one 808. So I always like to have a 16 bar pattern, so I can highlight these and press Ctrl and G to merge them. I'll have just a Z in this first half, and then after 8 bars, we'll bring something new in. Could even bring in a log drum, you know. And then for all the bass sounds, if we set the cut by number to the same one, it won't overlap, and that just makes it a bit easier to make the pattern. Let's grab the CTM as well, see how this sounds. Yeah, that combination is wild. Let's add 2 here. Let's bring this one down a bit. Maybe this can come up an octave and then have 2 just before it. Yeah, then we can copy these over. Same with the CTM. And I'd say with the kicks, sometimes you don't even need them because the impact from the 808 is enough. I like to have them there anyway and then just bring them in some parts. Okay, I need to quickly mix the rest of these sounds, so I'm just going to send them all to mixers. And for mixing, I mainly just go by ear and tweak things as I'm making the beat, but for the most part, my melody bus is sitting somewhere around -6. So that was fine. Then I just like to hear the drums. So the kick and 808 are usually the loudest parts, followed by the main snare or clap. And then for hood trap, the snare that's giving the bounce can be a little bit below that. And then all the perks can just be below that. I'm also just thinking about balance, so if I'm panning one perk to the right, I'll pan a different one to the left. Like this one. Or pan this to the right. This can come down a bit. That can go to the left. With the log drums, I'm going to pan these manually. Could even pan that second 808 as well, the CTM. Just a bit of ear kind of. So let's split this drum pattern, bring everything back out. I think we could just have either an 8 or 16 bar intro. Maybe we'll go 16. I think we could bring these vocals in. And then we'll bring the sub bass in here. Let's maybe just bring these, and with this snare, we could even pitch it up a bit. I'm going to add some low filter to the bridge as well, or the intro. And then when it drops, we're going to save the kick at first. Same with that second snare, and then these perks as well. Actually, we can leave the vocals, and then this part will be the hook. Right, so now we've got a verse section. We're gonna cut a few things out. I'm actually gonna leave those log drums out the whole verse though. And then I think we could just bring this whole thing in. Right, then I just copied it out a few times, so we've got 2 verses. And let's hear it from the beginning.
Cactus.
Yeah, those vocals fit nicely, man. You'll definitely hear Luciano on this. Now. So now this whole part's the verse. I just wanted to leave the melody really simple because his vocals are aggressive. Pitch this cello up an octave here as well. I hope you guys are feeling this. If you want more hood trap, then let me know in the comments. And if you want to check out my drum kits, the link's below.